Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be predicting my round 2 predictions of the AFL. Of course, the AFL kicked off on Thursday and boy was it a close game. It was a draw, as everyone knows, but it was just so close and it was definitely a good game to watch. Not a good game for scoring, but yeah, for close and for a season opener, a draw was not expected. I don't think anyone predicted that. Some people might have, but not anyone that I know predicted a draw. So yeah, it was really good. And then on Friday night, wouldn't call it an upset, but Collingwood did win by 22 points. And yeah, I just think Geelong really in the fourth quarter just lost it, and Collingwood just put on good pressure and, pulled away and eventually won North Melbourne by 5. Now, Port pulling on a bit of an upset against Brisbane by 54 points. And I know it's only round 1, but the Lions didn't really look strong in that game. It was low scoring probably in the first half, but in the second half, Port just, blew everyone away. Melbourne by 50. Dogs, look, their form's not too bad. And I think they might be able to make finals, but with a 50-point loss, you never know. So maybe the Dogs. And after that, we also had Sydney and Gold Coast, which, yes, look, the Suns, scoring wasn't pretty good for the Suns. And as you know, I don't know if Suns are going to make finals this year. They definitely look ready, but I wouldn't be surprised if they don't make finals this year because, they might still need to get some stuff sorted out. Sydney from the grand final loss, look, they're versing the Suns, but they still look strong, and I can just see them looking strong. And I don't think they'll finish any lower than 10th this year. They just look like a good side. Of course, these games, I'm recording this video before these games actually happen today. Hoping our Saints can win against Freo. I think we can, definitely, but injuries don't help us. I am predicting Fremantle just by a bit, but I think we can, round 1, I think we are looking strong, except for our injuries. I think we can at least do something today, and that's all I'm hoping. So let's move on to round 2, and this one, I know the Cats had a loss by the Pies against 22 points, which was a big loss, but I just see them being a bit better than Carlton this year, and I think Geelong can win that one, and I'm going to go predict Geelong to win that one by about 20 points. I think Geelong are just more of a better side than Carlton. Of course, disappointing round 1 coming off a premiership, but you can just see Geelong beating Carlton. I possibly think it could be a big thrasher, but I'm going to go them by 20 points. They are looking still strong, the Cats, and they'll be up there for a while. Now, on the 24th of March, we have Brisbane and Melbourne. This one, I'm going to go with Melbourne. Based off round 1, Melbourne looked really strong. And I know Brisbane, it's round 1, but they lost by 54. That's 9 goals. That's not good enough for Brisbane, and I think they can definitely improve as the season goes on. As we know, they'll probably improve, but I really think Melbourne can do this one. They just got a strong list. Their back line, their forward line looks all sorted. Their midfield looks all sorted for Melbourne, and that game against the Dogs was an absolute thrashing. And I just think Melbourne will win this one, and I'm going to go them by 30 points. Based off of round 1, and Melbourne do look strong, so I'm going to go them by 30 points. Saturday, the 25th of March, we have Collingwood and Port Adelaide. Now, this one I'm going to go Collingwood, pretty stock standard. I'm going to go Collingwood by about, I reckon I'll go Collingwood by 24 points. I'm going to go Collingwood by 10. I think they'll pull off a close one because Port are looking strong this year. They definitely look like a final side based off of round 1, and I think Collingwood can just in the last 5 minutes just put on the pressure and win it by 10 points. I really think Collingwood can sneak in a close one again and continue that close streak. Adelaide Crows versus Richmond. Now, I can't really say too much based off because I haven't seen the Crows this year. Practice matches, though, I can be based off of that. But the Crows are looking strong from practice matches. And, Richmond this year, that game against Carlton was low scoring. Yeah, look, the Tigers look okay, getting a bit old, but I think that the Tigers can still do something. I'm going to go the Tigers by 15 points. I really think the Crows can keep up to them. And I think them at Adelaide Oval, they can be definitely more of a scary side this year than a couple of years ago. Of course, they had a rebuild a couple of years ago. I think they can get back to that 2016 to 2017 form and, just possibly push for finals. But I think they'll finish around 10th this year, the Crows. And I think Richmond are definitely a good side that can still win against them, because you look at Richmond's list, they're just, even though they've got some old players, they're still good. And I think the Crows might just lose this one by 15 points. Now, at Marvel Stadium, we've got the Dogs and the Saints. Now, Saints are pretty good at Marvel, but we're versing the Dogs, and we always seem to lose by them by over at least probably 20 points. We never seem to play good against the Dogs, but don't like the thoughts of Saints finishing 0-2. Definitely can happen, but I am going to go the Dogs by 25 points. I think we don't have the easiest fixture this year, and with injuries, I think the Dogs can pull it off by about 4 goals. Last time we lost by about 6 goals, so I think this year the Dogs can do it by 4. I think we aren't probably as good as the Dogs, but we're just a level behind them. I think we'll finish around the same spot as them, and we can definitely put on a fight. That's my predictions. Fremantle and North Melbourne now. Alistair Clarkson wasn't really that impressive. I have to say, I know they're versing. North Melbourne have just come off a wooden spoon 2 years in a row, so I can't be real saying stuff. But yeah, that win against West Coast was good, but yeah, there were just some poor moments in there for North Melbourne, really, and I think West Coast definitely should have won it, or they could have won it. I'd say probably not should have. I just think that North Melbourne aren't probably good enough against Fremantle this year, and I'm going to predict Fremantle. I'm going to go predict them by 42 points. I think they'll thrash North, because lately they have been thrashing North, especially last year. And yeah, I think Alistair Clarkson's good, but he's not good enough for these types of sides, and I think North will just have one of those ordinary days again and lose it by about 40 points. Moving on, we have Sydney and Hawthorn. Now, this one I'm going to go with Sydney. Sydney, that the loss in the grand final, they're just still looking like a grand finalist side against the Suns, and I really think they can beat Hawthorn this. Really think they can beat Hawthorn this year, and I'm going to go the Swans. I'm going to go the Swans by 37 points. I think they'll win around that margin, and yeah, that's where I'm predicting them to win. Moving on, we have Essendon and the Suns, and Essendon usually seem to cop the Suns, and this time I'm actually going to go the Suns in this one. I really think the Suns can do it this time, and Essendon have always bet them in the past, but I really think the Suns can do it, and I'm going to go the Suns by 21 points. I think round 2 they'll have to win one, and Essendon, with new coach Brad Scott, of course, yeah, their list is okay, but it's definitely not as good as the Suns. I think the Suns are more durable of winning this game. They can just be a powerhouse. Like, round 1 loss was a bit disappointing for them, low scoring, but I think this game they'll probably be up there till about 80 points this year, game, and I really think they can win it. And I'm going to go them by 21 points. Moving on, we have the Eagles and the Giants. Now, the Giants are going to be poor this year, I know, but I think the Giants can win against some poor sides this year, and that's why I'm going to go the Giants, and I'm going to go the Giants by 16 points. I really think that West Coast can put on fights, and I really think they're going to lose. They're going to lose like to poor sides, probably under 20 points, because yeah, West Coast definitely better. Got some good draft picks with Jaden Hunt. He was a good star yesterday. Did a lot for the team, as expected. And yeah, I just think the Giants can still pull it off though, and I'm going to go them by 16 points. Anyways, that is going to be the end of this video. If you did enjoy, please do like and subscribe to the channel. It would help out my channel a lot. I know I've gained a couple of subscribers, so shout out to them. And thanks everyone, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.